What's good? It's your boy Damien here. Welcome to my channel. We like to talk about personal finance, self-improvement, just trying to be a well-rounded person like a sphere. And to do that, you gotta be the best version of yourself. And to be able to be the best version of yourself, you have to be like the greatest or the greatest you can be in a specific part, or even better yet, you have to be the greatest you can be in every part of your life. And that is very difficult to do, but that is why it's an ongoing process through our entire life, because really you can't really be the best version of yourself or catch that like iconic, you're just the best person ever. Like you can't catch that, but the pursuit of it is kind of what leads to the greatness in a way, if that makes sense. But still, that doesn't stop people from saying, oh, I want to be the greatest, or I am the greatest, I'm the GOAT and whatnot, people hyping themselves up. But even then, that's a little bit of an over exaggeration, because a lot of people actually don't even say that to themselves, which is wild to me, because I be like that, I'm the best player in the lobby, but that's about self-talk in a whole different video. But either way, people look up to like these great icons, like I already said, the Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Tom Brady, I want to say Cam Newton, but like I don't think as many people look up to him, even though he's really sick. Like he definitely is someone to look up to. But you get the point. People look up to these great icons that they want to be like, even if it's not within sports. If you are into esports, the COD teams, whatever it is, you get the point. They look up to these great people and they say, yes, I want to be just like them, or like that's my goal in life and stuff like that. But just as we talked about in the last video, when I was going off about people like not being leaders, or like not knowing what it takes to be said leader, it's kind of the same vibe. We're talking about greatness, and it's not that you aren't one or that you should be okay with not being great. It's the fact that there's just things that you have to have in place to be able to become said greatness. Alright, so I've been saying greatness a lot and I haven't defined it at all, and I guess it would be different for other people, kind of depending, but I think this is a solid definition that we can go off of. Greatness is in the small things done right, or you can even be like greatness is in the small things done repeatedly. Same vibe, you get the point. But basically what I'm saying is that like at the start of the video, when I said rather than even just being great in one aspect of your life, you have to be great in every aspect of your life, and that's how you actually acquire the greatness. It's like that would take that even smaller. Like Jordan Peterson says in his first book about making a room, cleaning your room, making your bed, or whatever, before you go and like challenge the world and attack the world. Like that's one of the small things that leads to such great things, just repetitive habit and all that good stuff. So even moving past like the cleaning your room and bed and whatnot, if we go into like, I think something that more people can relate to at like a deeper level is like going to the gym. Like you get into the habit of going to the gym and started doing cardio, whatever, all that good stuff. And it's like that step, and you're doing that consistently, and then now you're like a super gym rat, and like now you think you're great because you're pounding it on the gym, your dog, like no one can tell you anything when you're in the gym. But then what happens when you leave the gym? Like when you talk about your finances, your school, your relationships, like everything else is just down the drain. So you aren't really great, you're like partially great, you're like a watered down light version. You're basically like a miniature version of your actual greatness, if that makes sense. Because like imagine if you have like 5 pillars of what makes you great, and like you have like the gym, school, if you're in school, replace it with whatever, finances, relationships, that's like 4. We'll just say it's 4 pillars or whatever, and you only have 1 pillar. And even if it's in the middle, you're trying to balance all this weight on either side. If it's on the side, it's obviously going to topple over, and you're not actually like the great person that you feel like you are. Like this video might as well be sponsored by Eric Thomas, in a way, because it's kind of where the vibe is coming from, because he has this one speech where he's like, yeah, you're great at this, and you're great at crushing it in business and all that good stuff, but then everything else in your life is falling apart. Your relationships are trash, your finances are bad, even though you're great at business, doesn't make any sense, and then everything else is falling apart. So how can you say that you're great and you're well put together and all this stuff if you're only good in one aspect of your life? Like that 1 pillar out of the 4, like it just doesn't work. You need all of them to have a solid base and foundation to hold up like all that weight that you have on your shoulders. Like for example, for me, like I think I'm pretty well evened out in most of my life, but obviously I'm not perfect, so we all have our weaknesses. Like my finances are pretty nice, my health and all that good stuff. But one place that I hate, and I know I hate, is school. And it's been a rocky road. It's not my biggest thing at all, but I can't really call myself like great, or like, even though I do say I'm the best player in the lobby, I can't really do that until I'm like done school, which kind of sucks because like your greatness isn't really dependent on school. Obviously there's lots of entrepreneurs that have made it without it, but like it's the fact that like I'm already in it, so it's part of one of those pillars. Like you want to be great in every aspect of your life, and right now school is an aspect of my life. Even though it might be like a mini school part, I still have to try my best to be great at that, even though I hate it. And even to get into a more micro aspect of it, we go down to the fitness. Like I'm great in fitness, you know, athlete my whole life. I'm still like putting in the work, even though like our gyms are closed right now, home workouts and all that good stuff. But the aspect of my fitness that I know isn't great, well, I guess wasn't great, but now it's better, is cardio. Like I can't stand cardio. I hate it with a passion. Like played sports all the time, but you know, there's this aspect of sports that you have to run for most sports. I'm like, I hate it. I hate it so much, no matter what. But then I decided, well, if I'm trying to be the best version of myself, I gotta do it. It's part of being like, you have to be in good shape if you want to be the best version of yourself, in my opinion. You know, health is wealth and all that good stuff. So I said, shit, I hate it, but I'm gonna start running every morning. You know, do something you hate every day, and maybe you'll grow stronger. That's kind of the goal. But I started that like 6 weeks ago now, and we've been consistent every week since then, running 3 to 5 times a week, something like that, along those lines. But you know, we put in the work because we know that is a lacking point in our greatness, and we're trying to be the best player in the lobby. So it's the little thing of the cardio that adds to the greatness of my fitness aspect of my life. And then having the fitness on point and all the other pillars on point is what makes everything on top great, if that makes sense. It probably does. I mean, it's pretty simple to follow. Basically what I'm saying is, you can be great. Everyone can, but obviously if it was easy, everyone would do it. So you gotta understand what it takes to actually get to that point of greatness, like the sacrifices you have to make and all that good stuff. I didn't really go into that. That's another video. But the point is that it's like all the little things, like the things that you might just like skip over. Like that, all that matters. Making your bed matters. Getting into a nice routine matters. Like specifically for me, like I do be watching anime, but then I know that I need to not watch it for like a couple of days or something to get into my workflow and actually get things done. Like it's the little things of sacrificing here and there and doing this and that, or like just not really being super social. Well, in my case, for like just being on the grind and like going out. Well, we can't even really go out right now, but like you get the point of like getting invited to do things and that, and not being able to do it because like you're focused on your goal and stuff. Yes, greatness is all in the little details, the minute details. If you ever hear any like legendary athlete or literally any legendary person, icon, they always talk about the little details, like the repetitions and all that good stuff. But that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe if you did, you'd like, comment, and even subscribe if you really liked it. But until the next one, we're signing out.